Given all of the turmoil you see right here behind me, we're talking about a collapsed building. I can't even put into words what I've seen here today with the crowds and just everything that's happened here. Check out this line. I actually had someone count the people in line for me. There's over 100 people in this line right now. Now, after 27 years, this has become a main attraction. Mike Wolfington with the board of directors says this festival draws in families from all across the region. And ABC 57 News got the scoop on what exactly these families are traveling so far for. Police have a person of interest as of right now. This is all where this unfolded just behind me. Now this is where the child ran across the street, and just feet away from where I'm standing, right over here, is where the child was struck, near this intersection of Virginia and Indiana. Police tell me that they do have a person of interest at this time, but they aren't releasing any names as they continue to investigate that. Well, Drew, it's a scam that's easily fallen for, especially because it's something that pops right up on your notifications, right here on the side where you get all of those notifications every single day when you're checking Facebook. And as we speak, this facility is undergoing some major renovations for some really exciting changes. We've already started Twitter polls. We've got questions for you guys. The big obvious question, who do you think is going to take the W today between Temple and Notre Dame? 8-year-old Brooklyn actually has a funny story as to why she's here right now. So Brooklyn, go ahead and tell them.
Well, I'm not technically a Notre Dame fan, my brother is, and I'm here to support them.
Well, Clifton, yeah, I've heard several stories over the past couple of weeks, and many have similarities, but get this, their kids are going to sleep with a sore throat and waking up as a completely different child.
Our doctors didn't know about it. It was difficult for me to get treatment for my children.
Wendy Nawara says all 3 of her children started changing after dealing with what so many of us have experienced before, strep throat.
OCD, needing to touch things a certain way. He had some trouble sleeping, separation anxiety.
Sudden severe symptoms in a matter of hours.
I had to do a lot of research. I couldn't get insurance coverage for the treatments that were effective for my kids.
She and other parents are fighting to spread awareness of the issue and help other parents in getting a fair diagnosis. That's right, Colleen, but in the midst of finding a solution comes the debate of medical marijuana itself. Now, half of the argument is about medical marijuana being legal in the first place, but what if it could play a part in stopping thousands of deaths due to this?
For Engine 2 and Medic 5, Priority 1 response for an overdose. PD is also en route.
13-year-old trying to take several over-the-counter medications will get fired en route to stage.
Priority 1 response for an overdose. PD also en route.
People down in cars, people down in alleys, people that have just passed out. We see some paraphernalia. You may see a needle, you may see a spoon, or you may see a packet of something that could have been something. We come to realize that it may be a opioid overdose.
South Bend police officers are on the front lines of America's biggest drug problem. With an opioid crisis taking tens of thousands of lives every year across the country, South Bend cops say their streets are no stranger to the epidemic either. Officers on the graveyard shift say they're looking the problem dead in the eye almost every night. They're seeing people passed out after shooting up or from popping too many pills.
We do see overdoses on our shift, probably 1 or 2 a rotation.
I can go a rotation or 2 without it, and then sometimes I'll go through 2, 3, 4 Narcans. I've used 2 on one scene before.
Last year, South Bend police officers had to administer 37 doses of Narcan on the scene to keep users from overdosing.
It's an incredibly dangerous road to go down. It's becoming more and more dangerous as time goes by.
But officers like Kyle Brownfield are no longer just carrying it for others. They're carrying it in case they need it too.
You don't know what it's cut with, and I mean, there's been numerous cases where officers have gotten hurt, overdosing on a scene trying to help a patient because the stuff is so dangerous. The products that's hitting the streets are just becoming lethal.
Up until maybe 4 years ago, we did not have the number of overdoses, and we certainly didn't have the number of overdose deaths that we have now.
Amy Cressy works directly with the county's Drug Investigation Unit, which was formed in 2016, around the same time the number of reported addictions skyrocketed.
So we have 6 officers from the South Bend Police Department. We have a Mishawaka police officer and a county police officer, and we all work together very focused on investigating overdose fatalities and armed and violent drug trafficking.
You know, your firsthand experience, you're seeing this on our local streets. She and Commander Dave Wells, who heads the task force, say the fight is much harder for first responders across St. Joseph County because South Bend has become a hub for drugs coming in from larger regional cities.
If you think of it in geographical terms, so you have South Bend, to the west you have Chicago, to the east you have Detroit, to the south you have Indianapolis. We have people that come from all over to South Bend to get their drugs. Warsaw, Knox, Rochester. This is where people come because this is where it's being sold. This is where it's set up.
The DIU says it's making headway getting drugs off the streets, but the battle is far from over. So Wells is working to attack the issue at the root.
Our job is to find these sources, okay, so identify those people and arrest them.
But police say it can be difficult identifying the dealer. Now, the Drug Investigation Unit and South Bend Police Department are asking for your help in taking these pills off of the streets and out of your cabinets. If you have any of these pills lying around in your home, they're asking that you take them and drop them in their pill boxes. Now, these pill boxes are all around town. You'll find pill boxes at the South Bend Police Department, St. Joseph County Police Department, and the Mishawaka Police Department. You can drop them there, no questions asked, they say. You can find more information if you log on to abc57.com. For now, I'm live in South Bend. Andrea Alvarez, ABC 57 News.
ABC 57's Andrea Alvarez and Jess Arnold were inside that room today where senators were taking notes.
That's right. The second half of that hearing was actually filled with a bunch of questions for Becky Savage from the senators who wanted to hear more about her ideas.
Yeah, Andrea, it was pretty neat to see senators from across the country.